wrong for wanting more for myself, wanting people to treat me with respect. But you know what? Next time they know better. But had I accepted the pickle juice, I would be drinking pickle juice right now. When I am assertive, I'm a bitch. When a man is assertive, he's a boss.
Bossed up.
He bossed up.
Yeah, he bossed up.
No negative connotation behind bossed up, but lots of negative connotation behind being a bitch.
But
I don't keep up with the Joneses. I am the Joneses. When I walk into the room, I own it. I have arrived, and the spotlight is on me, hey. Success is in my DNA. When one door closes, another one opens. Why be so nasty and so rude when I can be so fierce and so successful? 10 years in the game, and I'm still the tastiest peach in Atlanta.
Special thanks to Anchor for distributing my podcast through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, and Castbox. With my podcast, we're going to be bringing you discussions and personal commentary on music, entertainment, celebrities, politics, love, health, and happiness. So do you want the tea? Well, simply talk with TURKBISH. Just talk with me.
I spend time and I spend energy and I spend effort and I spend everything I have, every fiber of my being to give people quality.
Okay, we are back. I have a new episode coming at you today. It's been so much that has been going on in the past 2 weeks since I dropped the last episode, and I gotta get into some things, like I really do. We definitely have to discuss, my supposed interview that was supposed to be coming with Armon Wiggins. Yeah, so it's not happening anymore. Yeah, Miss Thing feels some type of way. She don't want to have that conversation. She doesn't want to have that conversation. And it's okay, Armon, I understand. I get it. You're mad. And he also doesn't want you to support anybody else other than himself. So he has rivals like The Wiley Show. I watch The Wiley Show as well. I watch Tasha K, and he can lie and say he doesn't watch Tasha K, but he knows everything she does. So, Armon, at this point, it is what it is. You're not a man of your word. I went through and I did my promo and everything for us. And, you backed out at the last minute. He felt as if I was fake because I was in Wiley's comments, and I support all of the bloggers. I'm trying to get my foot out there. So who are you to tell me that I'm fake and that is fake love when I've been watching you since the beginning of your career, when you actually liked Nicki Minaj, when you loved her, when you were a barb before you converted over to Belfungus land. And you can say whatever you want to say about that and try to blame it on Nicki's character and personality, and to the point where you're just defaming her as usual on your channel and using her for clicks and views. Because this is the same thing I was going to tell you. You didn't like the way the conversation was going and what the narrative of our interview was going to be. So of course you pulled out. But nevertheless, to say you were a barb at first, and when Nicki started paying your ass dust, you started feeling some type of way. Don't be entitled. You're just like your mother, Cardi B. She's entitled. She feels entitled, and she doesn't take constructive criticism very well. And that's you. And you didn't want to be challenged because you have many followers on YouTube. I have many followers in 5 countries. Listeners, I'm sorry, not followers. You have more subscribers than me, of course, but I have a lot of listeners in 5 countries. And I only think that you're running in the US, if I'm not mistaken. So, but all in all, to say, I'm not pressed. I wanted to have this opportunity with you. It would have been great for me, and it would have looked great for you to work with up-and-coming bloggers, whether you agree with the narrative or not. And that's just all I'm going to say about that. We're not going to discuss him much longer because I have a nice show ahead of us today. I have some guests coming. We're going to discuss the MET GALA for 2022. So I want you guys to stay tuned to that. I have very special guests who are fashion queens, I would love to say. So they are into the world of fashion, and we're going to go through different looks. We're going to have them explain different looks, how they feel, how I felt, our opinions about it. And I'm just excited to see how this show turns out, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But other than that, I want to shout out to a couple of people. The past few weeks I have been having a lot of spiritual awakenings. I want to put it that way. I've been trying to make sure that I maintain my sanity, my peace, and my good faith and my good heart that I have. And I have a lot of people who are my village. So I just want to shout out to Josh, shout out to Michelle, shout out to Quan. I love you guys for always being there, being supportive. Shout out to Danny, shout out to Steven. You guys are amazing. I want to talk about one thing before I bring on my new friends to talk about the Met Gala. My friend Josh from Cali, he lives in Cali. He used to live here in North Carolina. We worked on one of my songs before called Heart Rush, and I might could add some of my music to this show, this episode, because I want to display that I have all types of different talents, you know, not just what I'm doing here with entertainment news and blogging and content creating, but all around. If I had a camera in my hand, I could be a great photographer because I have done photography. My dad has done photography. My family has always done photography, and I've always learned. And I have a actual website. If you guys type my full name in Google Darian Lynch, one of my websites will come up with some of my pictures. So, and he's actually calling me now, you guys, like, so you probably just heard that in the background. And he probably knows that I am discussing him at this present moment because we are very well connected spiritually, and I am appreciative of him. So he did a reading on me, and I got the Princess of Pentacles upside down, the Nine of Cups upside down. I got the World, and then I also got the High Priestess upside down. He said this was a very, very great reading. Now, as in terms of the World card that I had, this says a long-term goal has been reached. It means completion, achievement, or unity. Finito. A long-term goal has been reached, and you can now sit back and relax. All the pieces have come together, and you have finally found your place in the world. Celebrate. This is a huge win. Take pleasure and look back at all the progress that you have made from when you first started. Feel proud. Well, you should. It's amazing how much we can achieve when we put our minds to it. There's an acceptance of yourself and others that creates wholeness and unity. You're realizing that you are part of something much larger than yourself and are able to see the big picture much more clearly. With endings come new beginnings. The world could also literally mean that we'll be traveling and will experience a new world wherever you decide to adventure. The world is your oyster. Now for let's see which card this would be for. I think this will be for the Princess of Pentacles card. Yeah. Your vision is not going according to plan. This means overindulgence, impatience, unrealistic expectations. Your vision not going according to plan, causing frustration and upset. You're expecting it to appear before you with little effort, and sorry to break it to you, but it's just not going to work that way. Put in time for your craft, and slowly but surely things will start happening. Luxurious living is well worth it when you've earned it. An overindulgent attitude is making you feel better in the short term, but will show its negative effects in the long run. Take care of yourself and know when to say no. This overindulgence could be masking something deeper that needs your attention. Tend to that wound and ask what that overindulgence is filling in for. When going through this process, be as compassionate with yourself as possible. Moderation is key to feeling satisfied in all aspects of your life. Now, let's see. My next card. Reconnect, neglect, secrets. Imbalance is the masculine and feminine essence of your soul is causing you to second guess yourself in decisions. This disconnect between you and your inner voice brings perpetual distractions, a constant buzz that is numbing your intuitive powers. Take time to still be yourself, that you can get in tune with your innate wisdom. She is trying to talk to you, but you are straight up ignoring her with excuses of being too busy. Looking towards external sources where your answers will only circle you back to where you started. The High Priestess reversed is a sign to get in touch with your higher self. Make space to enjoy yourself by doing absolutely nothing. You deserve it. The intuition that you innately possess will give you all the answers that you need, but only if you allow it to. And let's see, for my last card, this is for, let me make sure I get the right one, you guys. Oh, the last one was the Pentacles. Princess of Pentacles. So, living in La La Land with grand and obscure ideas can only get you so far. This is for daydreaming, delays, and complacency. Apply your skills and take action towards your big vision for yourself. The task may seem daunting, but only once you build a habit of working on it day by day, it will get easier. Think about the long-term vision and how your current actions are distracting you from getting to where you want to go. Putting together a plan with tangible action steps can lead you closer to clarity and movement. On the other hand, you may be experiencing overwhelming by overworking. Recharge the juices by taking a break. Reserve your energy for the long haul. It's working smarter, not harder. Your passion deserves to be seen and heard. Do the world a favor and show them what you're made of. Now, some of my cards were apparently upside down, which means that I have the tools and I have the power. I just have to tap into that. And as I was telling you guys, I did a spiritual episode. I'm a very spiritual person. And after doing this reading, it just all came together as to what I was saying. You know, I believe that I am a chosen one in terms of who I am as a human being and where I know that I am going to go. And just doing my readings just confirmed that, you know, I have the power, I have the resources, I have everything that I need. I just have to stop the complacency, take the initiative, and I also have to tap into my own power, know my own strength. And that's the thing that my friend was telling me. And I really do appreciate you, Josh. So if you're listening into this episode, you already know what's up. We're going to be working forevermore. Like I said, you're my spiritual animal. And, you know, I really did need that. I needed that reading, because now that I know that I have the ability to achieve something, I have to set that goal, keep those expectations clean and adhere to them, and there's only one way up. So thank you guys for listening to the beginning. When I come back, we are going to dive right in. We are going to speak with FabTrash Podcast. They will be on discussing the MET GALA of 2022. And I'm excited. So you guys stay tuned. Remember, do you want the tea? Well, simply talk with TURKBISH. Just talk with me. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Talk with TURKBISH. I want to thank my listeners for coming back and continuing to listen on this new episode today. I have a very special episode for you guys today. I already promised you guys that we would talk about the Met Gala on social media, but I have not had time to get around to it, but we are finally here with a new episode. I have a special guest in the building today. Y'all already know my platform is platform for others, so I'm going to do just that and share. So I am elated to have the FabTrash Podcast on my segment today. So I want to introduce Shaq Vaughn, the Fashion Mobster, and Kevonni Couture. How are you guys doing?
We are good. Oh my God, thank you so much. That was awesome.
Of course. Y'all know how we do here at Talk with TURKBISH. So all of my listeners that are out in Sweden, Russia, the US, and Germany, then there's one more I cannot think. It's so many. But I want you guys to check them out on YouTube, FabTrash Podcast. And I want you guys to go ahead and just tell a little bit about yourselves to my listeners. Tell them what you guys are all about. How did you come about? The history of your podcast already. And, you know, your connection as co-host. And whatever you would like my listeners to, know, go ahead and let them know. So introduce yourselves.
Awesome. So my name is Shaq Vaughn, the Fashion Mobster, and my lovely co-host
Kevonni Couture.
So we started our podcast not too long ago. We are from the northern DMV area. We started out as being friends, and then we just honestly, our love for fashion just really, we blossomed it into wanting to step out and try this thing, and see how we could do, because we knew we just were trying to just try something different. And we actually love the turnout that we actually are receiving from people.
Right.
It just feels like this is something we should have been doing, but God's time and His perfect time.
Amen. It always is, because like I said, if I would have known a year ago that I would have had the success already within just a year on my show, I would have been done this back in the day. I've been saying for years I wanted to do a podcast or have my own show, and now just look, it's all coming full circle. So I'm wishing the same for you guys, success for your podcast on YouTube. I've listened to your episodes. I love the quality of your show already. So you guys, if you want good quality, you can definitely tune into that episode, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And I love your chemistry together. So it's amazing. So is YouTube the only place that they can find you, or are you guys on other platforms?
So we just got our mics because we were conscious of quality. So now we have our mics. We will be on the streaming platforms as well. But as of right now, we're just on YouTube.
Okay. Well, nevertheless, you guys check them out on YouTube. Like I said, the FabTrash Podcast. We are not going to hold back. We're going to dive right in. So this episode is about the Met Gala solemnly. I'm going to do other hot topics later, but right now I have them on because they specialize in fashion. And I have, liked fashion for a few years, and I know a little bit about fashion. I majored in fashion until I changed my major. I realized that's not what my ultimate goal was. But, I have a little sense about fashion as well. But I have people who actually specialize in it, and I want to talk to them today about the Met Gala. So the way we're going to just do this is, I know you guys talk about fashion all the time. So the way I let people have their shine on my show is to just come on and we just have a natural conversation about the Met Gala. So how do you guys feel about the Met Gala overall? The theme, could you explain the theme to people who don't understand it and just let the people know what it was all about?
Yes, so the theme of the Met Gala, it really, really was from the 1920s to your 1930s era of your New York high fashion, who's of who type of social type of environment. So when you think of that, it's kind of like, okay, we're in the midst the 20s and 30s, and everything's over the top, feathers, high bustiers, some of the men with the top hats and corsets. Women were really, and I said this to Kim, I said, when I found out what the theme of the Met Gala was for, I said, oh girl, this was the era when women was passing out. Because
the corsets was too tight.
Yes, I said this was the era when the women were fainting. So I when you think of that, you think of corsets and the tight, definitely dresses and the flare out and anything that's really pretty much over the top.
Okay.
You would think of like high class, who's of who's in these establishments, these money makers, influential people. So when I saw that they said, the Gilded Age, I was like, oh my God, I'm ready for these looks. I knew the women were gonna bring it,
right?
Because of course women are gonna bring it, but I was kind of on the fence. I'm like, what the men gonna wear?
Right.
I was ready to see that as well. Now some men brought it.
They did, and let's talk about that. Which men do you believe brought it the most? And let's talk about some of the men's looks, like Future. Gunna was there. There was a few other people. If you guys know any information about that, let's talk about those looks right there.
So I did see Gunna's look. When you really, really think of Gunna's look, so Gunna had on actually like a black cape with this type of thornish around the cape, but he had on a bow tie. I feel like he played it safe. Definitely, when you come to an event like the Met Gala, you want to make sure, especially if this is your first time, you don't want to do too much. And so I feel like his look was very nice and classic, but he played it safe. Now, one person that I do want to speak of that really bent the lines was Lenny Kravitz.
Okay, yes.
Lenny definitely came and Lenny had a corset, and then he had these sheer coming around. It gave very androgynous is the word I would definitely look, because one thing we definitely need to realize when it comes down to male and female, some and I definitely feel this in my soul, some clothes do not have a gender.
No, it doesn't at all.
I definitely feel like Lenny brought it, and he stood in who he was. He was very confident on the red carpet, and he made a corset look very masculine on a man.
And when it comes to Lenny, he's always kind of like pushed those boundaries sometimes, and I love that about him. So it's interesting that you brought him up as well. Are there any other significant looks by men that you guys can think of right now?
So one particular look that comes to mind, oh my God, who's the man that had that big over the top? He has, I can't remember his name. I have to get his name together. So he came down and it was just very over the top. I'm trying to remember his
what
name.
color was it? Because I can try to look up the looks now.
So it was actually like a white dress.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. I think I posted him on my Facebook, and he's an actor, I believe.
So that was it was very over the top. He outdressed some of the women. That was definitely runway couture. And you know what? Let me say this. Some of these dresses actually came from houses. Like, even when we get into the women, did you see how Cardi B was escorted by Donatella?
I seen with the car.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So some of these celebrities or artists, they came and they had on big fashion house brands, but sometimes you don't always have to do that. You can come with custom made clothing and still make a definitely a big impact. Yes. Yeah. It was I think when we get down to the girls like Cardi B, we were waiting to see what she was going to have on. Even with Kim K. Kim, the motive behind her, she had a whole lineup about her dress. Marilyn Monroe's dress that she wore to sing Happy Birthday to the President John F. Kennedy.
Now, they have a lot of controversy about that already. Marilyn Monroe, she specifically wanted that dress to be designed for her and not worn by anybody else. So a lot of people are finding it disrespectful to Marilyn that they allowed Kim K to have that dress. They even talked about how she was given a locket with some of Marilyn Monroe's hair, and she was saying how she was going to do witchcraft and things of that nature. So like
Yeah.
it's a whole thing behind it. How do you guys feel about that? You know, with the drama surrounding that.
You say, because you've been talking the whole
go
time.
ahead.
Go ahead, Kevonni.
Almost, I want to say, like Kim K didn't even do the look justice. Just off the top, I feel like she could have did more with the hair. She could have had her hair in a little top knot bun. It wasn't, I don't know, it just won't give it for me. It wasn't fabulous like we know Marilyn Monroe to be.
Right.
And, you know, if Marilyn Monroe didn't want nobody else to wear that dress, then nobody else should wear that dress.
That's how I feel. It was just so disrespectful and tacky. And I just feel like when it comes to the Kardashians, they always try to reach and do things. Now, speaking of the Kardashians, those looks, you could tell Kanye is gone. Because that's my opinion. I don't know how you guys specifically feel about the garments, you know, as far as Gilded Age is concerned. So what do you guys feel about the Kardashians as a whole? Have you seen those looks one by one?
I thought, and this was just, and I definitely want to be myself. This is something that I laughed personally with Kevonni about. I said, girl, why Kylie looking like a mannequin on the red carpet? I just felt like Kylie Kylie maybe need to take some pose lessons.
She need to learn something because it's just stale sometimes. So I get what you're saying.
Right, and on the red carpet.
Maybe that's their Botox.
Oh,
that's what that is.
Not the Botox. Well, you know they known for that. They want to keep themselves up. Botox every day.
Their faces.
That's exactly what it is, though. Now, Kevonni, what about Kourtney's look? How did you feel about Kourtney and Khloe?
First of all, Kourtney is unrecognizable. Like, who are you, ma'am? I have to put her dress back up because it was unmemorable.
Now, I just feel like with Kourtney always get the short end of the stick.
She does, right?
Kourtney always get the short end of the stick, but I feel like she's going to try to always be different from her sisters. She actually, with her dress, it was the two-tone, this like half dress shirt, bold white shirt. Now, it didn't give gilded. Now, Travis, her date, Travis definitely was in dress code. He gave very much so Gilded Age. But I'm not sure what Kourtney was going for. She kind of had like a bandeau wrap skirt.
I feel like they missed this event. And what was the last event they went to? Was it the Grammys? Yeah. They missed on the Grammys too.
You know, two people, and I want to get into some more looks because there was the look who I loved Tiana Taylor's look.
She looked amazing. She did. I loved it.
First of all, Tiana Taylor, I saw on Twitter where someone just got a shot of her face. They said the face card needs an award just for this.
Yeah, it was definitely given like I came to serve face and my body that I've had for years. You know, I've had babies and this body ain't changed. This face ain't changed. I am Tiana Taylor. You know my name. I'm a producer. I'm here at the Met Gala still. So I loved that moment for her. Could you explain her look a little bit? Either one of you, Kevonni?
Yeah, it was like a purple tie-dye-ish looking type of print. And then it had some cutouts in the front on a neck piece. It had a piece going around the neck. It was cut out from her shoulders down to her, I guess kind of like a bralette type of moment.
Right.
And then it was cut out some more, and then it flared out. And then she had the shoulder
pads, yes. Not really shoulder pads, but it was very, like, it was high volume in the shoulders. When you really, how I can really, for the people that are listening, how I can describe her dress, it looks as if she's floating.
Yes.
But she's really not. The dress is doing this and it's structured on its own. It looks like she was on the red carpet and they had like some type of wind underneath her the whole time.
They probably did.
They had built-in fans.
They all had somebody stand behind the camera with the fan to make it, flow, just to catch the pictures. Because people do all types of stunts on red carpets. You just never know. Just like when Katy Perry came as a damn burger.
Look, yeah. So while we on these looks, let's get into your girl, because I saw you made a statement how people was coming for Nicki.
We're gonna leave her for last. That's because we were gonna get to her. We were definitely gonna get to her because there's a lot to be said about Miss Onika Tanya Mirage. Let's talk about Blake Lively first.
Exactly.
You know, Blake Lively was she was the most talked about woman at the Met Gala. Her look, they're deeming her to be the grand prize winner. So, how do you guys feel about that?
I completely agree.
Agree?
Don't need.
Yeah. Down from the color, the length, it was the right amount of skin, down to the hair, down to the earrings. Like, first of all, her hair, she wore straight back slick hair type of texture, and then these earrings were dangly earrings. It just was like dangled earring where she had this corset bustier. The amount, first of all, I did not like the Oscars, and if you go back to our show, I said the Oscars and the Grammys, I said, why are these girls chopping up their boobies and showing all this like cleavage moment? But with her cleavage, it was just perfect. It was hot. It looked so couture-ish. It just was perfect. It didn't look cheap, I'll tell you that.
It doesn't at all. She looked stunning. Like, I loved her entrance too. And I love the way she posed to make her dress just give grand prize.
That dress, honestly, to me, looks like it could be in a museum. I would believe that that's somewhere archived.
I believe that it's already being transitioned to go to the Met Gala Museum.
See,
As
it definitely does. And that, you know, when I read, I said, because last week before they even dropped this, I said, oh my God, let me research on what the theme is going to be, because I'm really, really excited for this. And when I say I'm excited, I actually sometimes look for people that have pulled stunts before.
Right.
Like, you know, two people who I missed out, and I was really looking for who I thought was going to be there.
Cool.
What's my boy? Old Time Road.
Lil Nas.
Yes, because we was talking about him.
I said, what Lil Nas?
I can't wait to see what he gonna wear.
I said, what Lil Nas gonna
Lil Nas X.
Yes, I was missing out on him. And my other uncle from Pose.
What is his name? It's a blank right now. But I know who you're talking about. Commentator from Pose.
I was looking Billy.
Billy, yeah.
So I was really, really looking forward to him, and they thought it was a shady moment because he didn't show up, but he posted his look from last year.
They did that for a lot of people too, because they weren't there, which I thought was funny. They did Beyonce like that, mind you. I don't even think Doja Cat showed up, but they found a picture of her. I posted it on my story too, because I was like, bitch, Doja Cat would have slayed if she would have wore this to the Met Gala. It would have just been epic. But
one look I do want to go into. How do you feel, Kevonni, about Chloe's look? A lot of people were saying that maybe this wasn't it.
I love Chloe, but I don't know. It's very abstract. It just won't for me.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like that too. You know, I don't have much of an opinion on it. I mean, I think she looked amazing as far as the theme. I couldn't really tell, you know, where she was trying to go.
It do look like it hurt.
The dress looked like it hurt. I'm sorry. It very much so looked like it was painful to put on.
It probably was too. Just never know how, because you know they have to probably go through a whole process with these dresses, because it's a whole different type of event.
With that dress and make her waist look real small.
Okay, I was like, have mercy. Look at her.
And it's one person who I felt like duplicated like a past look. So when I look at the Met Gala look, I really like Gigi Hadid's look. But
yes,
Rihanna, I feel like Rihanna wore something like this to an award show with a cap. And it was like black or purple. I feel like Rihanna has worn this before, but the color was very vibrant, very futuristic, but not really Gilded Age. It was Gilded Age for the corset and for the front, but she had on leather pants. I was like, yeah, they ain't have leather in the Gilded Age.
Now, as far as another gown I wanted to talk about, Tessa Thompson's pink Carolina Herrera gown. It was featured one of the evening's most dramatic trains. Do you guys remember that look? The all pink look. She had let me see if I can drop it in your inbox real quick.
You said all pink. I thought you was about to talk about SZA.
Oh no. Well, we can talk about SZA next. Speaking of pink. But I'm not sure if you can see. I sent you a picture of her in your inbox, Tessa Thompson's look. And did you get a chance to look at the look?
Yes. So her look was very, very memorable, and I say that because it was perfect in length. I really loved the soft powder pink color. I feel like some girls this is how I was expecting the girls was gonna bring it. Some girls did, but I actually love this particular look.
Me too.
I do too.
I would wear this. It's something I would wear, definitely.
Yep. She was another one most talked about as well, but people only go up for the big names, of course. They really don't. Well, she's a big name. I'm not gonna deny her that. She is too. But as far as the music artist is concerned, they're really heavily always focusing on them.
And you know what though? Sometimes when you're not counted in the numbers, sometimes you have to really bring it to get that, can they hand you that degree you need? So, if she wasn't known before this or wasn't talked about before, baby, they know her now.
Okay, they definitely know her now. Now, a few more girls before we get into my girl for last. Alicia Keys, Janelle Monae, Lizzo, Megan Thee Stallion.
Alicia Keys, no.
She was in Ralph Lauren.
In New York. You can't dedicate New York to everything you do.
Yeah, I understand it. Now, I won't deny that she looked beautiful, and I don't believe that it was meant for the Met Gala.
No, at all.
She could have waited for the VMAs, maybe.
Definitely.
That would have been perfect.
Perfect. She could have
wear the MTV Awards to the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Or the next time she performed, she Empire State of Mind, she could have been on the red carpet with that dress because that would have been a perfect theme for her the night. Her and Jay-Z maybe performing again, recreating Lil Mama's moment coming on stage.
Okay.
I think of things like that. Like, what can I do with the theme of this dress? So she did miss the mark. But Janelle Monae, I believe she looked amazing. How do you guys feel about her?
First of all, Janelle Monae, when she first came on the scene, she made it very much so known that, hey, I'm going to be different. I'm going to always walk my own particular walk. I felt like the shimmer and the accent pieces from the head scarf and rolling down to the neckline, going down to the center, down past the breast to the stomach, that was amazing. That was a statement within itself. And then this whole sequence gown, and it left her back out too.
So, a full glimmering gown with a full blinged out headpiece and matching wrist cuffs.
It was amazing.
For me, she never misses. Never. I've never seen her miss.
That's what I was about to say. She rarely misses the mark any red carpet she comes to. Ever. So, shout out to Janelle Monae. We love you over here. LGBTQ plus pride. Winnie Harlow. I know a lot of people talked about her look. They didn't like it.
I thought Winnie Harlow looked like a one of them bugs.
Not one of them bugs.
One of them bugs that come out in the summer. You be like, go on now.
And it's like, I really expected the girls who walk runways and are in these fashion shows to really, really step out the box and go over the top. And I was just let down by many of them.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, a lot of them didn't go with the theme at all.
Yeah.
It was...
Yeah. What about Lizzo? And Megan. I think we already talked about Megan. Did we?
I thought Lizzo looked like Andre Leon Talley.
Oh my God. No.
Seriously, the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, is this Andre?
I'm going to have to put a comparison photo of them together now because I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it now.
Okay, because that's the first thing. I was like, is this dedication to Andre?
It may be.
It may be.
Honestly.
But other than that, yes, Lizzo, it was very, very beautiful. And like I said, I think some people, they played it safe. Like, Lizzo didn't do any, like, bright colors. It was black and gold. She's like, look, this is what y'all gonna get.
Them nails, though. Them nails is everything.
Them nails is everything.
Yeah, her nails are always cute. I always love her nails. Mother Kris Jenner, she was like, I don't even care. I'm just here to support my daughters. You could tell.
She said, I can't wait for all of them to walk up the red carpet.
Right. Like, you should have just stayed home, honey, because what you gave was somebody's, I don't even know what. I'm looking at it now. I mean, it was Oscar de la Renta, but it looked like Sunday service to me, or Easter Sunday, or something.
That's what it looked like. It looked like a tablecloth with some gloves.
It looked like a baby shower tablecloth.
That is so hilarious. You guys are so... You are funny, Shaq. You are hilarious.
Now Megan. Ooh.
Now Megan.
Megan was like, this is Sparta.
Like she could have came out to 300.
Do you like it, Kevonni?
I do like it.
What do you like about it?
I like them feathered shoulders.
Now they said she did stay in within the theme.
She did. She was one.
Now we can give her that. Doesn't mean we have to like the look, but you was in theme, sis. She was in theme. Honestly. And so, you know, when it comes to the Met Gala, you know, it's just all about staying within theme, and a lot of people really don't understand that. Now, let's go ahead. The moment we've all been waiting for. We're going to talk about the Queen, Monica Tanya Mirage. So I've been waiting. I want to hear you guys' stance, like, because, you know, but without even thinking about the public opinion right now about what people are saying, actual sources like Vogue and, you know, sources that matter are actually saying that Nicki Minaj ate it. And she stood in theme. She had a theme behind her look. So what do you guys feel about it?
So I will... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, before, you know, a little bit of research, I was a little confused about what was going on, but they said that this is, in this time period, this is what they would wear, stuff like this to funerals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would actually say that. So before the receipts were thrown out, I was like,
yep.
What's this? But then Vogue came and was saying, it was showing like actual documented, like old footage of the women in the era.
Yep.
Exact photograph of this particular lady, and she had on exactly what Nicki had on. The only thing I will say, Nicki with her particular dress, you know, Nicki gonna show them boobies. That's mama gonna give you some titties.
She was. Now I feel like if it wasn't for her, you know, what is it called, lactating? You know, after you had your baby and your boobs get big, like that. If it wasn't for that, like I feel like it could have. The look would have been more not presentable, because she looked amazing to me. I'm not going to deny it. It was just the boobies that were getting in the way for me. And so I'm glad she knows she's going to go get a breast reduction at this point. Yeah, she said she's going to get a breast reduction because, you know, those boobs were just there at this point. Now her body is on point, and she had to even go live because people were trying to say that she was fat. And so she had to go live and show her body and her waist off.
No. Sis is definitely not fat. She far from that.
Yeah, she had, but in the video I saw that she released on her Instagram, she was like, this, like, Nicki got a whole six pack. I was like, I didn't know all that was under them titties.
Oh yeah, she loves her Pilates, and you know, the way she works out, she always gets her body back. You know, now I'm ready to see what her body gonna look like now that she's going to get a breast reduction, because you know Kim Kardashian just went and got her ass taken out or taken down some.
Yeah, because I'm still.
it looks good.
It does.
So now explaining Nicki Minaj's outfit is inspired by her hockey's outfit, professional horseback rider during this era, which was unusual for a woman to compete in and thrive on this male-dominated sport. This symbolized Nicki's success and existence in male-dominated field in hip-hop. And like you said, they said that she gave gilded glamour, and she just modernized the look. Now, when she took that hat off, I was taken back. She looked so amazing without the hat. How did you guys feel about what the look would have been without the hat?
So we saw two. It went and we were kind of on them, but we actually saw two people on the red particular hat. So we saw Nicki and we saw Kylie Jenner. Now, Kylie Jenner had a whole lot of feathers and stuff coming out of her head. I just don't know what was going on. Nicki, I was trying to figure out. I saw the hat, but I was trying to figure out, was the back of the hat hair, or was that just some type of? I just couldn't see it. I was trying to zoom.
It was her hair rolled around, because her hair is long. It's really long. She has nice, beautiful long hair. Her hair was rolled around into some sort of bun to go around the back of the cap.
Okay.
And to go around to the other side. Now, I don't know what they put in the middle of it when they started wrapping her hair around to the other side to get it to stay. I don't know how they set that up, but whoever did it, I don't know if it was Tay. I don't know if Tay did her hair or not, but whoever did it, they did it perfectly to go with the hat, in my opinion. And if it wasn't for that, I feel like she would have got more hate as far as the hat being on top of her head.
Yeah.
That was the only thing for me, was the hat. I actually like the rest of the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I love the rest of the outfit. I would wear it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I feel. So I hate that she got a lot of hate, but the actual people that matter and the magazines that matter and the fashion gods that actual matter in the industry, they said that Nicki brought it, and she was definitely top 5 of the Met Gala, and I believe so as well. And she was also the second talked about woman on social media at the Met Gala that night.
Well,
Lively was one, and then Nicki was second.
And you know why? Because she was cussing that boy out.
Well, see, that's her fan. That was one of her fans, Tamir. He's in New York, and he goes to all of her events. He was working the Met Gala that night, and he went live to tell the Barbs that day before Nicki had got there that he could actually confirm that she was there. She follows him on Twitter and everything. Mm-hmm. He confirmed that she was there at the Met Gala hours before. So we already knew Nicki was there because he was setting up chairs and stuff there. So we already had the exclusive T.I. bitch was going to be in the building. So when she finally got there, she noticed him because she noticed all her fans, like her diehards. Like if she was to walk past me on the street, she would know that I'm Turk because I'm a diehard. She follows me. She talks to me, retweets me all the time. And we've met each other countless times. So she is like that with her diehard fans. So when she saw Tamir, she joked with him, and then the media cut her video off after she laughed with him because it was all a joke. So, I do believe she did go viral because of that as well. But it was all a joke. It was her fan, Tamir.
Right.
But, as far as the Met Gala, everything, I think, went smoothly. I feel like next year we should have a better Met Gala and better looks, and I'm already not ready to see what's going to happen next year, because if y'all gave us what you gave us this year, and if that's any indication of what's to come next year, we not excited about it yet.
Yeah, it's just I wonder, and I was thinking, I wonder how do they think of these things? Like, I just picture them in a boardroom like, all right, y'all, what we about to do this year?
Right.
Ideas.
Yeah.
And, it's just crazy. So now I do appreciate you guys for coming on and being a part and talking about some of the looks, discussing some of the looks of the night for the Met Gala 2022. We're going to take this time now to let you guys go ahead and promote yourselves. Tell the people where they can follow you individually and follow you as far as the FabTrash Podcast, and take it away.
Awesome. So I want to say thank you guys for allowing us to come on. You guys are amazing. This is a lovely platform. I am your boy Shaq Vaughn, the Fashion Mobster, and you can follow me on Instagram at the Fashion Mobster. And my lovely co-host,
Kevonni Couture, and I'm Kevonni Couture on all platforms. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube.
Okay.
FabTrash Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Period. Now, before you guys go, I always allow my guests to choose a song for me to play on my show, because I have Spotify members that actually have Spotify, and they actually have full access to music throughout the whole episode. It's a whole thing. So if you actually have Spotify out there and pay premium, you can get full access to the episode and listen to the music to its entirety. So you guys pick a song that comes to your head, the first song, and I'm going to play it on my show.
So I'm going to say Kalani, Wish I Never.
Okay.
That's off her new album.
Period. And Shaq, what about you?
oh, I don't know why. I like old music. I got Shaka Khan's Ain't Nobody in my head.
And we'll definitely play it because I love all music. And if you guys check out my show, of course, I play all types of music, from all backgrounds. And, that's what the favorite part my listeners tell me is the listening experience as far as the music between the segments. So I'm going to play you guys a song somewhere within the episode, maybe after the episode as well. But I'll figure that out later, of course. But I want to thank you guys once again, and all my listeners out there. Make sure you go and watch and check out the FabTrash Podcast on YouTube. Like they said, they're going to be coming to other platforms soon. So make sure that you guys go and support them just like you support me. Give them their clicks and views, run them up, share, all of that good stuff. Comment on their videos so their videos will show up in the algorithm on YouTube, because it's a lot. And we are content creators. We're out here just trying to win and just make a name for ourselves. So once again, thank you guys. I'm really appreciative for you to come by.
And thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you so much.
Of course. And don't forget, do you want the tea? Well, simply talk with TURKBISH. Just talk with me. What's going on? We are back, you guys, for the last segment of today's show. I have had a great time today, and we are going to end it out on some hot topics. And that's just how we'll end the show today. So let's just jump right in. So, Kevin Samuels, you guys, I'm not sure if you've heard the news, but reports have been swirling on social media surrounding Kevin Samuels. Spoke to a police officer who shall remain anonymous, but they did confirm that Kevin has passed away and told he passed this morning. And this was via the Neighborhood Talking. I always cite my sources. So shout out to the Neighborhood Talk for all of our tea that we get here, as well as the Shade Room, Media Takeout, TMZ, everybody. So 50 Cent's son, Marquise, is coming. He's set to star in a movie called Dope Fiend, which is coming on the For Us By Us network. So, this is the son that was long lost by 50 Cent. They don't have a good relationship. So I'm glad to see that he's out here making things happen for himself. Lil Wayne says that Missy Elliott is his number one on his list of top 5 rappers. She's a huge influence on everything he has ever done. He also named UGK. So let's see.
First, Missy Elliott. Yeah, that was a huge influence of everything I've ever done. Jay-Z is the best to ever even.
Jay-Z.
And Biggie, obviously.
Biggie.
Then I have the whole, as a whole, I have Goody Mob.
Goody Mob.
Yeah, and then I have UGK.
And then UGK as a whole. And that's his top 5 right there, you guys. So that was a very interesting top 5, and he was very humble when the interviewer asked him, where do you put yourself? Are you in that list? And he said, no, I could never compare to that list. So it was very humble of him. Wayne, that was very, very humble of you. So shout out to Chris Brown. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Chris Brown. We celebrate you. Make sure to add some music up here for you for this episode. So we'll do that. Chris Brown is a staple in R&B, and I'm proud of him for his journey from where he has came to where he is now, and he's still out here making his. Let's see what I have up here next for you guys. So recently, Tink and Janae have been seen hanging out, and people are thinking that maybe we can get maybe we can get a collab. I'm hoping that it could happen. I think that it definitely could happen. I really would love to see the sound. I know they will vocally slay it, especially with their harmonies. Woo! I can get chills just thinking about it. So I'm just hoping that it happens, and we'll just have to see. Now, Kim Kardashian is in the news right now heavily, circling these rumors with the sex tape, and then her and Ray J going back and forth in the media. Ray J is speaking out now, basically saying that, everything that they're doing is a lie. They were a part of this plot behind this sex tape, and everything that they're doing, spearheading him to be this, massive, destructive type of person, is just not true. And, we have allowed the Kardashians and the Jenners over time to just mutilate black people in the media and just always win. And I'm glad to see that people are fighting back. And I'm glad to see that Ray J is fighting back now. And I think that we as black community should actually support him. Because have you not seen everything that they have done? The destruction they have caused amongst black people? And everything that Kim Kardashian got going on in the news now with Pete Davidson and all of that stuff, all the weird stuff, saying she gonna sacrifice, and she got Marilyn Monroe's hair in a locket. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I see why Kanye ran, and that, people on Twitter were talking about that. That was a hot trending topic. So, we just never know with these celebs. They're humans too, just like us, but they can have serious things wrong with them as well. I have things wrong with myself, and I'm not going to ever deny that. So, a lot of people do. They're human just like us, but I think we should stand behind Ray J on this one. So Dr. Dre's Beats deal with Apple was cut by $200 million after running his mouth ended up costing him from being hip-hop's first billionaire. So, Tyrese, So, let's see here. According to the New York Times reporter Trip Mickle's new book, After Steve, How Apple Became a $1 trillion company and lost its soul, Dre's little video with Tyrese about being first billionaire in hip-hop caused him to lose $200 million. Apple had agreed to buy it for $3.2 billion and agreed that the deadline would be kept private. It was a sum that Lovine and Dre could barely fathom, reads an excerpt obtained by iMore. As the lawyers worked through final details, Jimmy summoned the leadership team of Beats to his home near Beverly Hills. He told everyone that they were on the cusp of finalizing a massive deal. The only thing that could be spoiled is if word of the deal to leak. Tripp says Jimmy told everyone to keep their lips sealed, but sadly that wasn't the case. At 2 a.m., Lovine got a call from Puff Daddy, who was screaming that Drake and Tyrese, a rapper, were talking about the deal in a Facebook video. The book reads, Lovine pulled up to the video and cringed as he saw Tyrese bragging about being drunk on Heineken in a recording studio. Tripp says the video did end up making its way across over to Apple's Tim Cook. When word of the video reached Cook, he called Lovine and Dre to Cupertino. He explains he invited them into a conference room for a private conversation. Lovine was anxious and afraid that Cook was going to cut the entire deal. Instead, he only cut $200 million. So that is a way to fumble the freaking bag. I would have been mad as hell, you guys. So it's just crazy. So y'all know that going on in I don't know how to explain it, but a correction officer recently has basically ran off with an inmate. And it's been going viral. It's one of the hottest stories right now. True Crime Daily. If you type in True Crime Daily on YouTube, they did a podcast on it as well. You can go and listen to it. Or you could just type it in Google. I'm pretty sure to pop up correctional officer flees with inmate or something like that. It'll definitely pop up. So the lady sold her house for $100K, withdrew it all out, snuck this 6'9", 260-pound inmate out of prison, and hasn't been heard from in 5 days. She made up a false appointment that the inmate was supposedly scheduled for and volunteered to escort him there. She took several L's because sis is about to be out of a job, a home, and a man when he get back locked up. She was set to retire that day. I'm thinking there had to be a pension. She definitely lost out on mad money, risking getting killed and definitely going to jail when they catch up to them. Her retirement pension papers weren't approved yet, so she wasn't going to get her funds yet. So it is a lot that is going on. That is just so crazy. You know, once they get caught, that's it for them. So let's see here. Candace Owens. You guys know Candace Owens. She said, I would never allow my children to have play dates at the homes of parents who have allowed their children to pick their gender. Such an easy way to identify adult predators. That is just so sad that you guys live in this world where children aren't allowed to be their authentic selves. It's going to show whether or not you like it or not, and you cannot force a child to act the way that you want them to, or put in their mind a way that they should be, because ultimately that's that child's decision in the end, and they're going to do what they want to do. And you can either accept it or just let them be rebellious towards you. And I just don't understand why you guys have such a big deal with the way Gabrielle and Wade house their children. Like, and, you know, take care of their household. That's none of your business, first and foremost. So you guys just need to fall back and stop making everything about gender and somebody being predators because they're LGBTQ+, or because their parents accept them. It sounds like a lot of misplaced and misguided trauma on you guys' end because your parents didn't fully accept you and allow you to make decisions as a child. That's what it sounds like. Now, given I have had some of those traumas as well, because I feel like I could have done a lot more if I was able to really freely express myself as a child. But that's, you know, not for me to misguide and misplace towards somebody else's child or household. And that's just how I feel about that. So I also want to speak on people who speak on student loans, because, you know, student loan joke has been going on, you know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And it's just crazy that a lot of people out there who haven't went to school don't know the struggle of going through school, actually learning things and going to get a degree. You don't know true brain work, and you're so dumb that your mind is allowing you to think very small and think as if, you know, what you do in life is the end all be all, just because you have a trade in life, you know, and didn't have to go to school and pay loans back. That's my life. Are you mad that you didn't go to school and have loans? You know, at this point, like, why does it even matter for people who didn't go to school? Are you that upset with people who did go to school? Is there a little trauma there because you couldn't make it through? That's just what it sounds like. A lot of people who are not graduates or have went to school and flunked out have a lot of opinions about people who have went to school and accrued student loans. You don't understand the severity of what student loans can do to your credit and do to you as your livelihood within adulthood, especially if you're beginning after graduating. And it's just crazy that a lot of people just have opinions and just don't think about the things they say or actually have any reasonings, valid reasonings. But that is neither here nor there. But that's another topic that's been going on in the media. Another thing So recently, Dave Chappelle was attacked by this guy, and the news is trying to say that he was a trans man, but he was not. He was not a trans man. He was just a regular person. There's no confirming whether or not he was LGBTQ plus community or not. I mean, based off his pictures, he had like gloves and stuff. I don't know what he is, but he wasn't a trans man. But that was the joke that Dave Chappelle made after he ran up and they started beating on him and things like that. The man had to go to hospital, and now the DA is not, charging him with anything. And so people are heated, especially celebs. And it just goes to show, Will Smith done started the trend. If you don't like something, slap him. And it's crazy that that's what's happening, but, it is what it is. And we don't want people to go and get attacked on stage. And I just think that more security measures need to be in place. Because, given the climate of what Will Smith just did, and it's steadily happening, it's done happened like 2 or 3 times since Will Smith's incident in different venues. So it's getting crazy out there. So you guys be safe if you're performing, if you're performers out there, if you're a celeb and you happen to be listening, which, I've heard that I have a few people in the industry that do listen so far. Just be safe out there, because, it's just not promised to be safe everywhere. There's danger everywhere. And that's just crazy. So, let's just talk about a little music that has went out. That's out right now. It is Thursday night going into Friday, so this episode will release on Friday, so you guys can check out whatever new music just released. Doja Cat just released something from the Elvis biopic called Vegas. Taylor Swift released This Love, Taylor's version, and that's from the album 1989. She's re-recording her album. Bad Bunny's album just dropped, Un Verano Senti. Ella Mae's Heart on My Sleeve album just dropped. Jack Harlow's Come Home, The Kids Miss You album has dropped. Future, Drake, and Tim's have dropped the video to the new song off of Future's album called Wait For You, so go check that out. A$AP Rocky has dropped his video starring Rihanna, DMB. Kelly Rowland has a performance with Destiny's Child. She did a medley, and she performed Dilemma and more at the Red Dress Collection concert. You can check that out on YouTube, you guys. New news about Taraji P. Henson. She returns as the BET Awards host for 2022. And that's about it that I have for you guys today. I'm glad that you guys are tuning in, and I know a lot of you guys were excited about my interview and segment that I was going to have with Armon, because it was going to be legendary. But I can't post it, so it is what it is, and I hope that you guys continue to listen to me, but it's only up from here, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go on a video tomorrow talking about Nicki Minaj and her fans and all this, that, and the third, because, he cries, wah, 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 kisses Cardi B ass, but who cares at this point? Just do you, be authentic. Don't be on social media and kissing these celebs' asses because they show you attention. And it's just very pressing. And it's very telling about people's personality. And that's just all I'm going to say about that. So you guys just have a great weekend that's coming up. Focus on your goals, focus on your mental health, your emotional health, because like I said, I had to realize some things in the past few weeks, and I'm trying to readjust myself, and I am trying to make things happen, and I'm going to make things happen, and it's all about what you tell yourself out there, people. You have to tell yourself that. Change your thinking, change your wording. Tell yourself, I am going to do this, I am going to be this. We will get through this. You have to have that type of attitude. So I love you guys. Thank you to all of my listeners out there. We'll be back soon with some more tea and more episodes to come. Don't forget, Do you want the tea? Well, simply talk with TURKBISH. Just talk with me.